Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Band Trading Cards. And we have a guest for today. And he is the creator of the new trading card game. And his name is Terrance McCraney, the creator of Monsters Glare. Hi, Terrance. How are you?
Hey, thank you so much for inviting me on here, Ben. I'm really excited to talk about the game and to talk with some of your followers about what we've got coming.
Yeah. So before we talk about the game, I want to know more about your background and I like the play, how you play. What are the games that you play when you were young, something like
Mhm.
that. So can you give us a little bit of story?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up a big Pokemon fan. I was with Pokemon since the early days on a Game Boy, and so
Hmm.
from there, I was a part of that whole wave of we have to collect these cards. They're so cool. I had binders filled with all kind of hollows, and I had shoe boxes with holographic cards in them. Like it was crazy. And then Yu-Gi-Oh came out, and so I was like, I really like Yu-Gi-Oh, and so I started
Mm.
collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I played a little bit of Duel Masters, but like it was so obscure that most people didn't really play. So like I didn't have a lot of people to play that with. But yeah, Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh were kind of like really what I was into. I stopped Pokemon not because I wanted to, but because my cards got stolen. And
Mm.
so it was one of those, well, I guess I'm done with this game.
So so you are into cute little Pokemon characters and Yu-Gi-Oh are like animation, right? Anime, sorry.
Yeah.
Anime. Then how did you come up with this concept of monsters?
Yeah, definitely. So my friend and I, we actually reconnected with Yu-Gi-Oh probably about 2 years ago. And so like we play regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just one day I was just like, what would it be like if I created my own
Mm-hmm.
trading card game that
Yeah.
you and I could play kind of thing. And I just put out my iPad and I started drawing a monster. Actually, in the top of your screen, there's a monster called Tumley.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
started drawing him, but something wasn't looking right. And so I was like, all right, what can I do to make this monster stand out? So I took the eyes that were actually like attached to his face and I put them
Mm.
at the top of his head. And I said, wait, I think this is it. This is
Yeah.
what I've been looking for. This is what's gonna set us apart. It's the eyes. And so Monsters Glare was born from putting the eyes up there, because the eyes of each monster will tell you a little bit about them and their power ranking. So that's where the whole Monsters Glare comes from. You got to look at the eyes to know about the monsters.
Okay, so you started on illustration because
Hmm.
some other creators they start with a lore, a story behind that one, and then they start to create a trading card game. But for you, it's like you started illustrating, and then you say, "Oh, okay, this is a good TCG," something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we started it started with illustrating, just really kind of pushing myself, like how
Mm-hmm.
many monsters can I draw kind
Oh
of
yeah.
thing. And the more that I started to draw, I'm also naturally just a storyteller as well. So like I'm drawing the characters and I'm coming up with
Mm-hmm.
these stories behind them, like, okay, what does Tumley do? What does Chuck T do?
Oh yeah.
Do they turn into other characters? And it was just it started to build on itself just from the conception of drawing them. And then now it's like, hey, we've got this whole world created.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it go from there?
Are you an illustrator or a writer or something?
So I think I can now call myself an illustrator, which is so cool, because I didn't start drawing until the pandemic started, actually.
Mm.
And so it was we had a lot of time on our hands, and so I said, hey, let me teach myself how to draw. And so every day I was learning
Uh-huh.
new things about how to draw until I kind of found my own style.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a year or two later, I'm like, hey, I think I'm an illustrator now. So it's really cool to see, where my confidence level has grown from where I started. But yeah, I'm also a writer as well. So it's kind of I love all things entertainment. So writing, acting, creating, directing. I do a little bit of it all.
Yeah, I watch you in your Instagram. You're doing
Oh
some
yeah,
sketch. What's that sketch, right?
yeah,
Something.
yeah. But those, yeah, little skits. Yeah, those are so much fun.
And do you draw the comics and everything, or you draw like some creators they draw like a concept and then they give it to their artist and then they will finalize it. How about this one?
Yeah, so for all of the characters and monsters that you're gonna see on the cards, those are original designs.
Mm-hmm.
But for like the comic, I'm actually collaborating with other artists to get the whole concept created. So what I'll do is I'll like, for instance, this young lady, I'll draw out what she looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw out her features. What does her hair look like? What does her shirt and things look like? I'll draw all of those things and then I'll pass
Uh-huh.
it on to somebody to create it. So I'm basically like the concept artist on our comic books and any of our animated things that we'll do. I'll be the concept artist, but then I'll pass it along to somebody else to make it a full scale thing.
Oh, okay. And then
Mhm.
you do also the story of the whole comics, correct?
Yeah, so the story, I'm
Nice.
writing the whole story. I'm coming up with all of that, and then, like I said, yeah, concept designing, and then just getting this thing built.
Mm-hmm. What wow. That what a talent.
Thank
And
you.
then you just found out on COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, when you have time, you can either spend
Yeah,
it doing nothing or spend it doing something. So
yeah,
I
in four
decided,
four walls in your house, you have
yeah,
to think about outside of the box, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, you have Tamli, Floritap, Chakti. Can you give us a little bit of their background?
Yeah. So it's funny because again, I grew up on Pokemon.
Mm,
So like the whole concept of kind of like starter monsters, I stumbled upon that because at first I wasn't going to do quote unquote starter monsters. I wasn't even going to do like evolutions where
mm-hmm.
monsters can turn into other monsters.
Yeah.
But the more I started to draw, the more I was like, no, this story is saying that you pick your monster to start with and then you grow the more that you go. And so one thing that we found out as we're creating is that all two glare monsters, so Tumley, Flurritap, Chuck T,
Mm-hmm.
they're all two glare monsters. Anytime you see a two glare monster, that monster will mutate into another monster. And so that's what we call our evolutions. We call those mutations. So it's just basically we are playing off the whole I don't know if anybody collects NFTs, like the non-fungible tokens. We're
Mm-hmm.
playing off of that. We Our monsters are created in this world called the NFT, but it's not the NFT that we know. It's actually stands for the neurofractal telefield. And
Uh-huh.
so that's inside of your computer, your phone that you might have. And so it's like a cellular world where these monsters kind of live. And then somebody came in the NFT and basically hacked it to where
Oh.
now these monsters are alive. And
Uh-huh.
so like they're coming out of the NFT and they're in the
Nice.
real world now. So people are going in the NFT. They're using these things called glare tokens to buy monsters so that they can have them either like kind of like pets, or they're like going out and they're battling with them. So like people are deciding, what do I want to do with my glare monsters? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole kind of adventure. And as we grow, I really see a lot of cool things happening as far as us in the real world, and technology, what we can
Mm-hmm.
do with glare monsters. I've got some visions to where this could be
Nice.
really cool.
Mm-hmm. So this is I think it's scalable because you
Mhm.
have a lot of ideas to get to a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
So it comes from NFT and then it multiplies something like that, and you
Mhm.
can have some other monster that maybe can multiply themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
right? So there's so many ideas that's oh wow,
For
it's
sure.
really cool. And so you have this NFT. And is this available already in your NFT website?
Yeah, so the NFTs are available. We are, I guess we haven't really been promoting it.
Oh, okay.
And the really reason why I haven't like gone all crazy with promoting and letting people know,
Yeah.
hey, we've got NFTs out there. I really wanted the game to kind of speak for itself
Mm-hmm.
in its early stages. I really wanted us to focus on getting the cards created, getting
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
getting these out there so that people can see, hey, this is real. Because I didn't want it to feel like, oh, I just cash grab, cash grab. But I did want to create NFTs so that there's kind of a one. I'd be remiss to say that NFT didn't help shape this game because I'm so fascinated with the whole world of NFT and trading and how things transfer that I
Yeah.
wanted to build a whole lore around NFT, but I
Yeah.
didn't want it to be the same NFT that we know in the real world. But I wanted to still kind of I wanted to give the players something that if they buy an NFT, especially now in the early stages, and the game grows, that
Mm-hmm.
NFT is going to make them money.
Yes.
It's not about us making the money. It's about basically this is your investment. Like if you
Mm.
want to buy into getting an NFT, you're investing into the game by saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy an NFT." Once this game gets to a specific level and people know, like, oh man, there's NFTs, like people
Yep.
are going to really want to go out and get those. And the great thing about that is people gotta go, they have to come to you, they have to come to the people to get those NFTs. And so we that's really kind of the only reason why we have NFTs. And I think as we get into more waves, we'll start unloading and letting people know, hey, go buy NFTs, you want to get that now rather than later.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that like you asked about NFTs because you got to do a little bit of like I guess searching to know that we've got NFTs out there because we're not really like promoting it like that.
Oh yeah, because some of the people are demonizing NFTs because of this cash grab.
Yeah,
They're just doing it for um like yeah, for money, but for me is NFT is documenting. You have
yeah,
to protect your IP because
yeah,
NFT protects IPs because
hmm,
once you put it there and it's already in the blockchain.
yeah,
So there are so many technicalities about there, but because I have an NFT, I put on my NFT in OpenSea for my logos and everything, so
yeah,
to protect um, my trademark.
for
Yeah,
sure.
so that's it. And then we can put an NFT in a card and then yeah, people can play with it, right? So
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
yeah,
And then the product now is our cards, right? Promo
yeah.
cards, something like that. There's no
Yeah.
something like a booster or a booster set. No, not yet.
So right now, yes, we have oh, I don't know if
Oh,
you
it's
can.
green. It's it's
Maybe I
okay.
won't do a green one. Okay. Uh
Just let me know which card is that. So oh yeah, I
yeah,
have it here, here,
yeah. Here,
here.
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn off my my green screen. Um that way
Oh
I
yeah,
can,
you can see it.
yeah, I can show. So yeah, so up first
There you
what
go.
we're
Nice.
doing is we've got the trading cards that are
Wow.
they're created, they are on the way here. Actually what's so cool about this is I believe the trading cards will be in on Monday.
Nice.
And
Okay.
so we've got a 50,000 card run that we just did.
Mm-hmm.
There's all types of rarities in this. I think the highest rarity is around 1,500 cards out of
Mm-hmm.
50,000, and then the lowest is going to be 15 cards.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, so there are some really rare things in that. This is actually one of the more rare cards in the deck. So we have some really cool things coming. So they'll be packaged as booster packs and then
Mm-hmm.
also as deck bundles. So for the people that buy deck bundles, the whole point of getting a deck bundle is we want you to play the game.
Yep.
We want you to grab the cards, get a deck, build it, play the game, and then tell us about your experience and tell us how can we make the game better. That's the whole purpose of our deck bundles. And then for the booster packs, we call that the collector route. So basically, for the people who are like, I'm a collector,
Yeah.
not necessarily a game player, but I really want to get my hands on some cards just to have in my collection, then that's the route for you. You'll want to go buy some booster packs. And all booster packs, they come with 10 cards in them. And one thing that's, I think, a little bit different with what we're doing is most of the time when people get booster packs, you either get one holo or there's a potential chance that you get no holos. But with ours, you could possibly get like 3-4 holos in a pack. So we are doing some really cool things to where we're stuffing the packs to where, you know, like I said, those collectors, they're getting something, you know, for their money's worth. So like
Mm-hmm.
in those 10 cards, you're gonna get some really cool things.
So I guess these ones are selective foiling, correct?
So yeah, so it's a combination of selective hollow and as well as kind of like full hollow as well. So this will be like one of the more like full hollow kind of
Mm-hmm.
cards. But we do have some that are,
Very
you know,
nice.
that are going to be selective hollow as well. And so, you know, we're working with a manufacturer over in China, and it's our first time working with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we do love their quality, but we're starting to see, of course, there's things that we can do better in our next wave. So like that's one of
Nice.
the things that's so great to actually have physical cards, because it's like, okay, now I can look at these and say, all right, what do we want to change on our design end to make sure that the cards are as beautiful as possible when they get into the hands of the people who want to actually play and collect this game.
Mm-hmm. So if I can give you 1 minute, can you explain how you play the game?
Yeah.
In 1 minute.
Yeah, in 1 minute
All
for
right,
sure.
let's go.
All right, so the game is actually fairly straightforward. The whole purpose is to battle your glare monsters. And so what you'll do is you'll have a glare monster that you can put out to the field, and we call that unleashing a monster. So when you put a monster onto the field, you are unleashing that monster. So you can unleash a 1 or a 2 glare monster with no kind of tax or penalty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to sacrifice or do anything. So if you have a 1 or a 2 glare, you can automatically unleash that. Now, if you have a 3 or a 4 glare monster, you're going to have to basically summon like special sacrifice
Mm.
monsters that equal that glare. So if I have a 3 glare monster, I'll need to sacrifice a 2 glare monster and a 1 glare monster
Uh-huh.
just to let that 3 glare come out. And we call that a send unleash, because you're sending monsters from the battle board to the outlands. And so the
Mm-hmm.
outlands are basically kind of like the graveyard.
Graveyard.
And so, yeah, you're battling the monsters, and each monster will have glare points that are based on their glare status. So like if this is a 1 glare monster, all 1 glare monsters are going to have 1500. I don't know if you can see that, 1500 glare
Mm-hmm.
points.
Oh yeah.
And so 2 glare monsters will have 2,000, 3 glare monsters, 2,500, and then 4 glare monsters, 3,000. So
Okay.
basically, you are fighting your monsters until that glare status, that glare point goes to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Once that glare point goes to 0, that monster is sent to the outlands, and you receive a glare token. And so that is like our point system. So you can play a game up to 3, 5. If you're really feeling crazy, you can go to 10. But as we're play testing, we're finding out that a standard game is going to be about going to 3. So basically, getting rid of 3 monsters. And
And how many minutes does it take for a game?
so for a standard
Average.
gameplay, yeah. Standard gameplay is going to probably be around 30 minutes.
30
About,
minutes.
yeah,
Okay.
about 30 minutes. And so one thing we're doing is, like I said, if you lose a monster and it's sent to the Outlands, you in some of the packs, you're gonna receive these things called glare
Oh, a
tokens.
token.
So yeah,
I
you'll
thought
get.
it was a card, the
Oh
token.
no,
It's
it's an
a
actual, yeah.
actual token. Nice.
Yeah. So we are so excited about having glare tokens because
Yeah.
they're going to we're going to give 10 glare tokens to everybody that gets a deck bundle so that each player can have 5 to start off with. And then
Uh-huh.
in some of the booster packs, we're going to drop a glare token inside. So you
Nice.
have a possibility of opening some cards and like, oh hey, I got a glare token. And so you'll want to build up your glare tokens because when you're battling with people, you're giving up those tokens,
Yep.
right? So you're gonna want more of those.
Yeah. Okay. So are you going for a Kickstarter for this one?
We are going to do a
Not yet?
Kickstarter,
Okay.
but
That's
we're
good.
not doing it yet.
Very good.
So the biggest thing that I have always said since the beginning is that we have to earn a Kickstarter. Okay,
Yes.
we have to build this thing to where people are saying
Yes.
we want you to stay around.
I
We
agree.
we want this game. So right now it's just direct to consumer.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe in the game, if you love what we're creating, you can just buy it directly from us. And that kind of lets us know where our community is, who is kind of watching us, so that we can see, all right, are we ready for a Kickstarter? And so I kind of, I think that 2023 is probably the time we'll be ready because, we started in December. And so we're still growing and still building that fan base. And so I want us to have a solid fan base before we get to Kickstarter because I want it to be successful. I want it
Of
to
course.
be funded so that people can have this wonderful game in their hands. And so, yeah, we are not rushing into it. We're taking our time. We're growing, and that's I think the greatest thing that we can potentially do right now.
So can you say that this set is ready to play?
It is. It
Okay.
absolutely is.
And tournament for 2022? Do you have any plans?
Maybe we have been running some tabletop simulator games
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of get some more play testing out. So it's possible that we could do a tabletop simulator kind of
Yeah.
tourney at the end of the
Yes.
year. And that'll come more so again once we get these cards out to people. If people are like, hey, maybe we can do something live, then maybe we'll do something live. But right now we're kind of testing out the waters with TTS.
Yeah. So what's the name in the TTS?
It is Monsters Glare
Monster
TCG.
Glare. All
Yep.
right. Then so are you working on this full time or you have is this just a hobby?
It's definitely not a hobby. And so
Good.
I have a quote unquote 9 to 5.
All right, good.
But what I always tell people is that I have a 9 to 5 and then I have a 5 until. So
5 to in
yeah,
the
to
morning.
whatever. Yeah.
The following morning. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So when I get off from my 9 to 5, I actually put on a new hat. And I'm the
You're
CEO
a
and board
monster.
of directors. Yeah,
after
yeah, for
after
sure.
95, you're a monster.
Yeah, for sure. And so
Okay.
like yeah, Monsters Glare is actually just one of the projects underneath our production studio, Imagination Studios.
Nice.
So we've got a lot of kind of projects, whether it's video content or it's
Mm-hmm.
this amazing game. So yeah, that's why I say 5 until because I gotta go until the work is done.
So how does the organization structure look like? Like you and do you have a team?
I do. I have a team. We are very small, but we are very mighty.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I kind of lead that charge, and so we
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of the work. So, we live together, so we're always
Yep.
talking about what is it that we have to do. We've got
Yes.
calendars, we've got schedules, we've got a whiteboard that we write everything that needs to get done. So every day we walk past this whiteboard, it's like, all right, we got to chop at this list. What are we doing? So
Mm.
we stay up on top of each other. We make sure that we are being as organized as possible, so that we don't get behind in the things that we want to do and create.
And you have marketer, or you do it yourself?
It's all us.
Oh, nice. So
It's
two
all
two
us.
team two in
Yeah.
the team.
So yeah, full
Nice.
time we've got two, and then we've
And
got
the artwork, right?
yeah, yeah,
Artist.
yeah. So we have a guy named Reggie Faulkner, who is our graphic designer. And so the layout of the cards, that's all a testament to his hard work.
Nice.
So I'm not a graphic design by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can do the illustrations, I could create the monsters, but like to make it into an actual card that looks
Yeah,
readable, that looks good, man, Reggie is so
Reggie.
amazing. So I love working with Reggie.
Shout out to Reggie.
Yeah, shout out to Reggie. He's so amazing. And so I can't wait to see where our relationship goes the more that we build, because I mean he just does phenomenal work, and
Mm-hmm.
I really want him to get the recognition that he deserves.
Nice. And how do you think about the distribution um for this and in the future?
Yeah. So right now, distribution basically goes straight through us. So like I said, we have 50,000 cards coming. That means we are packing 50,000 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are shipping 50,000 cards.
Oh,
So
that's a lot.
everything comes through us right now, because,
Mm.
this is technically our very first wave. So like this is our first print run. So it has to come through us. We want to make sure things are right. And then moving forward, distribution is going to come from our manufacturer, the people who are creating it. We're going to communicate with them so they know how to pack each booster pack, each deck. And then from there, we are going to allow them to kind of handle the shipping and stuff.
Yeah, do you have any background in distribution or managing this kind of things or this? No?
Entertainment is kind of is my world. So like I'm
Okay,
learning all of these things
nice.
as I go.
Okay, that's well, we're gonna learn every day,
Yeah,
right?
got to.
Yeah, okay. And any chance of content creators to be a distributor?
There is definitely a possibility for that.
Nice. Or a
Like
retailer? Yeah.
yeah, there's definitely a possibility. Comic shops, content creators.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do some collaborations with people down the line. It's gonna be really cool. Again, we're new, so this first year is really all figuring out how does this work for us, and then next year, we're basically calling that the Jordan year, because it's year 23. It's time for us to really come into the fold of being a great. So we'll be around at Comic Cons, collecticons. We'll do all of those things just to really build that community. And so that's what's coming up next year.
So you have 82 members on Discord, and also you have IG. Do you have TikTok something or
We don't have an
not
official
yet?
TikTok. But yeah. So right now, Instagram is probably the easiest way to contact me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to our Instagram, and that is just at Monsters Glare TCG, send us a DM. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to join us on Discord, send us a DM on IG, and I'll make sure to get the link to you. We also have a website, which is www.imaginationstudios.net. And
Mm-hmm.
so imagination is spelled like imagine, IMAGINE, and then nation, NATION. So like think of imagination being a place,
Mm-hmm.
imagine nation. And so imaginationstudios.net. You can learn about our other projects, and you can also learn about Monsters Glare. You can read the rules of the game, kind of all of those things, and updates. All of that will come through that as well.
Mm-hmm. And you have Discord. Discord and soon to be Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If ever there's a Kickstarter, you're gonna, of course, they can go to the announcement in Discord, right?
Yes. So all of our avenues, all of our channels, we will say very loudly when it's time for a Kickstarter.
All right, that's
So
good.
yeah, you will never miss out on that for sure.
Then how about products that they can buy for now?
So pre-orders for wave 2 are actually sold out, but we are getting our stock in, like I said, I think Monday. And so we are going to take time to figure out our marketing strategy.
Hmm.
And once we figure that marketing strategy, I would probably say bank on it being about a month or two before we officially launch. And then people can buy all of the product until it's gone.
And how can they buy those products?
Yeah, so
Because
you'll
I'm looking at your website, and there's no products in here or shop.
yeah.
Where
So
can they get it? Yeah.
yeah, so when it goes live, it'll be on imaginationstudios.net. So there won't be anything on the site for you to buy yet until the cards go live.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
it will be in the in which page in your website?
It'll be under the Monsters Glare. So under that first page of Monsters Glare, you'll be able to scroll to the bottom, and there'll be something.
Homepage.
One of the buttons will say "Buy
Bye.
now," or it'll say
Nice.
purchase. So you'll know, and we'll have you'll have plenty of time to kind of plan for that as well.
Yeah. So everything, all the links will be in the description, guys. Just click on it so to easy access. And thank you so much, Terrence, for your time.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it,
Even
man.
though we have a limited Zoom
Yeah.
meeting
No,
time,
yeah,
so
no, it's cool. I appreciate your time, and I really do hope that this is the first of many for us, to where we can continue this relationship
yes,
as we're growing, letting you know some of those details, and just keeping this open so that we can let you know what's happening with Monsters Glare as we go along.
yeah. So guys, please support Monster Glare, all the channels, and also join the community in Discord. And thanks everyone for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you, Terrence. And this is Band Trading Cards.